I am shocked to the core by what they are planning now, these so-called reforms they want to pursue. They will hit every single one of us really hard, right down to the backbone, that this economy is completely crashing. Why? I've gathered plenty of reasons why. That's not only bad for business, but also a death sentence for this economy.
Vice Chancellor Lars Klingbeil once again emphasized the need for quick reforms in Germany. He spoke of courage and of cherished privileges that need to be let go.
Before we take a closer look at what he said yesterday, yes, say goodbye to your big apartment, to your big car, say goodbye to your free time. Make sure you take care of the Chancellery and Bellevue Palace and all this bureaucratic madness we have here. You better work at least 12 to 15 hours a day, and if you went to college, then you'll just retire at 90. Our politicians couldn't care less about that because they want your money, because they retire very early, or they just want to be put on leave and keep collecting their salary until the end of their lives. If I may ask you for just one thing, and I know it really annoys a lot of people, would you support this channel with a like and a subscription so that it can start growing again? By the way, someone asked me yesterday what I based that on. Well, it's simple. Last year, we reached between 1 and 3 million people per month, and today we only manage 500,000 to 700,000. Only the people who are new external viewers, the ones we absolutely need to reach during the elections, are becoming fewer and fewer.
We are called upon to give up habits, to break down barriers, and that starts with each of us. 2026, and I say this clearly, will demand courage from us. We all know that Germany needs fundamental reforms.
Many people save on themselves, but you can't, don't want to, and won't. That means, for example, postponing the construction of the Chancellery for now and saving those billions or that billion for the time being, that maybe you postpone Bellevue Palace for now. No, that can't be used as a basis for saving, even though it would cover, for example, family co-insurance 1-to-1. There is money for that, but saving a bit on Ukraine is also impossible. For example, making Italy or France a bit more liable, or maybe saving a bit more on the European Union and thereby making other countries more liable. That's not possible. You have to save on yourselves. That is, I have to say, truly election advertising for the alternative for Germany par excellence. What is he coming out with now?
The reason is a tax system from the last century called income splitting for married couples, and I want this income splitting in its current form to be abolished for future marriages.
By the way, this will inevitably lead to us having even fewer children here. Why? Well, income splitting for married couples is exactly what always helps families quite a bit. At the same time, the health insurance that comes with it as well. One works more, one works less. Whether that's an incentive to work more, I seriously doubt it. Income splitting for married couples creates incentives. But maybe Lars Klingbeil wants us to die out completely soon, or that only rich people can afford to have children. One of the two.
According to Lars Klingbeil, this could create tens of thousands of full-time jobs. The union is attached to income splitting for married couples, but Klingbeil seems to be offering a deal. He actually supports the union's idea of abolishing the free co-insurance of spouses in the statutory health insurance.
Do you want to bet that if both things happen, the number of people on social welfare will go up again, no matter what you want to call it now? Let's make a bet right now. If that really happens, even fewer people will go to work, especially those who have children now, especially those who are affected by this right now. By the way, that's exactly what the IFO Institute itself says, because then working is even less worthwhile for families. But that's where they really managed to cut down on the spousal splitting. If both of these things happen, having children is almost a luxury. We could just as well take in migrants who go straight into the asylum benefit system, into citizens' income. Well, it's not called citizens' income anymore, into basic social security. That's what Germany can expect then. If you implement it like this, it's just a logical consequence of the interaction that will take place here. If you actually get it through like that,
That's why I support the proposal that we should focus much more on the number of contribution years when it comes to pensions. That we stop encouraging early retirement from working life. I think it would make more sense if we encouraged people to work longer.
what do you do now if you've studied and are as clever as possible? You study at a German elite university, then go abroad, pay into the system there, and retire very early. Oh, so many people are already doing that. Oh, so many go to France to have more money in retirement. Many go to Italy. Yeah, I wonder why. If we make this even stricter now, we'll lose even more specialists. When people have studied, yeah, and also have their student loans and have to pay them back almost their whole life, it's almost like that. Then unfortunately only a part stays here, but if it's absolutely unattractive, what can you do? Do you want to tell people now if they've studied here that they absolutely have to stay in Germany? That's the next death sentence for this economy because none of these mechanisms have been thought through to the end.
The income splitting for married couples is always completely overestimated. Numbers are used as a basis, and even the German Institute for Economic Research has calculated fantasy figures. That affects very few people. You could basically know them by their first name, who actually have such savings effects. So you have to look closely. And it won't save the state, but it will definitely put an additional burden on the middle class.
Above all, it will really hit the economy hard, especially when it affects the middle class. What do you think they'll do less of? Well, they'll refinance consumer goods less. Or do you seriously think that a family that's been saving for 2, 3, or 4 years for a car will now just save for 4 or 5 years instead and spend their money elsewhere? No, they'll keep saving for it and economic output. No, Germany's economy will just keep declining. And if you implement it like that, you're really signing its absolute death sentence. And I also assume that if it happens the way it is, then there will be many, many more demonstrations out there. And I really hope that this government will have to resign as quickly as possible and be forced to call new elections because this can't go on anymore. But what they're implementing now is brutal election advertising for the Alternative for Germany for September. If this really gets implemented like this, they've basically already given up Saxony-Anhalt without a fight.